Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. A father and mother are claiming their 11-year-old son was bullied by his own teacher, saying the teacher encouraged students to call their son a derogatory term. They spoke with 5 News reporter Micah Wilson about this, and he has more on what parents and the school are saying. Take a look.
Well, the parents tell me they are upset and taking the fight to the state. In a town with around 1,000 people, everyone knows each other.
Been somebody of the community my entire life.
And parents Amber and Jonathan Sept say what happened to their 11-year-old son shocked them.
I'm supposed to trust this professional to teach my son, positive things, not hatred.
They say their son's 5th grade teacher encouraged students to use an anti-gay slur when their son, who has special learning needs, was horseplaying with another boy.
To shame the boys into not wanting to do that.
Jonathan says his son didn't even know what the word meant.
Because we don't use those words. And I explained to him, and he started crying and asked me, "Daddy, why would you call me that?" And I didn't have an answer for my son.
For those answers, they say they went to the elementary school principal, the superintendent, and even the teacher himself.
And 2 of the boys were wrestling with each other, and I said, and one of them started yelling, "He's touching me, he's touching me." And I said, "Yeah, when he does that, you need to say alert."
Amber says that's a recording of the phone conversation she had with the teacher. 5 News confirmed with the district they did launch an investigation. The Steps say their son was sent home during the investigation.
The teacher has options to be sent home, but our child does not have an option as he does not get his special ed services.
Tuesday, Tallahena schools released a statement to 5 News saying they have taken appropriate action. The statement reads in part, "This teacher does remain employed in our school district. We cannot comment further as this involves confidential personnel and confidential student information."
Our son was to return to the classroom.
His classroom.
His classroom or an all-girl classroom.
So with those 2 options, what are your next steps?
Completely inappropriate to expect a child that's been bullied by the teacher to return to that classroom, and completely inappropriate to put him in the middle of an all-girl classroom. I feel like the school has completely failed all the children that has been affected by this.
And the Steps say they reached out to the Oklahoma Department of Education and are waiting on it to complete its investigation, and then they'll decide what to do with their son. For now, in Tallahena, Oklahoma, covering news where you live, Micah Wilson, 5 News.
All right, thank you, Micah, for that. Now, before we get to other news, let's get a check of that weather where you live with meteorologist Zach Scott. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Joe, last day of summer. Excited, right? Also the last day of this heat wave that's been ongoing, started to build late last week, really through the weekend and through the first half of this week. We're going to get a little brief cool down, little warm up into the weekend, and then a better cool down, a better push of cooler air coming in late weekend, early next week. Highs today, right back in the mid-90s for Northwest Arkansas, where we've been the last few days. Upper 90s, triple digits mixing in across the river valley, more 90s further south into the Ouachitas. Fayetteville has fallen just shy of the record last few days. Today's the best chance to beat that record. The record's down to 94, and our forecast highs up to 97 degrees. Temperatures in Fort Smith have been very hot. We've been talking about 100 degrees on Monday, 100 on Tuesday. You tied the record Monday. You broke the record yesterday. Likely going to break that record of 98 again today. Some changes coming tomorrow. First day of fall. Fall officially begins tomorrow, and we're going to get a timely front to move in. And we are going to get a range in temperatures here. We're going to be seeing 70s and 80s with some scattered clouds mixed in for northwestern zones, a mix of 80s to 90s as you get into the river valley. The further south you go, unfortunately, not as strong a push to that cooler air. You'll see more lower to mid 90s. Slight chance of a stray shower. We really need some rainfall. I know we want this cool down, but we do need some rainfall. Real quick, Joe, again, on this backside of this front, we do get a little brief break, even some cooler mornings. This is a look at the forecast lows. Some 50s mixing in Friday morning for Northwest Arkansas. And again, what a stronger push of some cooler air coming in as we get into early next week with that front coming through Sunday into Monday. But you get a nice little break here, a couple of mornings in the 60s for the river valley.
All right, thanks so much, Zach. Well, in Fort Smith, city directors approve an ordinance that outlines how to spend more than $1 million in pandemic relief funds. Now, in this case, it's $1.5 million, all to be used to address the homeless problem in Fort Smith. That money is specifically designed to help with rental assistance and building affordable housing.
My only request would be, you know, we're seeing that homeless population grow. I want to make sure that it's solving the problem or working to solve the problem. Not to say that that's not happening, but we continue to see it grow.
Now, another ordinance that was approved, the city rewarding employees with an insurance premium holiday. That means the city will cover insurance premiums for the city staff in the month of December. Now, according to city leaders, the health and wellness account has enough money to cover the $238,000 cost of this. Besides the insurance holiday, city employees also will get a one-time COVID-19 bonus. Directors approved giving a $2,500 bonus to certain employees, $1,500 bonus to others, and $750 will go to part-time employees. Well, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has a new game, and tonight is the first drawing. It's called Lotto, and someone could win with the starting jackpot of $250,000. The tickets are $2 each. You've probably already seen them out there where you buy those lottery tickets because it launched on Sunday. Now, Lotto is an Arkansas-only draw game, so no other states are competing, and your chances to win are greater every time when the jackpot grows until someone wins. Now, the best part of this is it's just another way for Arkansas students to receive scholarships to go to college.
Very proud of that. To date, we've given more than 1.1 billion. We've raised more than 1.1 billion in scholarship money for students in Arkansas, which is it's just under 700,000 scholarships in the state. And because this is a draw game, a bigger portion of those tickets sold goes towards those scholarship money. So you're not just buying a lottery ticket; you're helping to contribute to the education of an Arkansan.
And here's how the game works. You get to select 6 numbers from 1 to 40, and with that, you hope you'll match all 6. But there's also a bonus number, so you actually get one more chance to match those numbers. The drawing for Lotto again is tonight at 9 p.m. and then again on Saturday at 9 p.m. And for nearly 1 in 5 COVID patients, the CDC says they will experience long-haul symptoms that can last months or even years. And this week in Northwest Arkansas, a new clinic opened to treat those patients. It's at the UAMS Northwest Clinic in Fayetteville. That's off College Avenue. We spoke to doctors about the services in the clinic, and they say patients wanting to be seen for long-haul COVID should expect to be in the clinic for a few hours due to an extensive review of medical history and symptoms.
We don't quite know the exact mechanism of what causes long COVID, but we believe that it is related to inflammation and tissue damage that can affect all of the organs in the body. So we see a wide variety of symptoms.
Once again, the new clinic is located at the UAMS Health Neighborhood location. That's on College Avenue in Fayetteville. Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news where you live. We'll have more tomorrow right here, so be sure to join us. For 5 News, I'm Jo Ellison. Have a great day.